This is an exclusive presentation of 92 WICB and the Bomber Radio Network. The men's basketball team is off to a hot start and has won 3 games in a row. They're coming off an 83-74 win over Cortland and now sit at 4-1 on the year. Today, another tough test as the Bombers will tip off against St. Lawrence at Ben Light Gymnasium. St. Lawrence is off to a bumpy start to their young season, losing their first 3 games of the year before winning against Middlebury. Both teams have yet to play any conference games, but a win for either squad will help build the resume. We now send you live to Ben Light Gymnasium where Dan Doherty and Mason Merritt have the call. It's Ithaca Bombers basketball, and it starts now on 92 WICB and the Bomber Radio Network.
Hello and welcome to Ben Light Gymnasium, where today the 4-1 Ithaca Bombers will take on the 2-4 St. Lawrence Saints. I'm Dan Doherty alongside Mason Merritt, and the Bombers are looking to continue their concurrent 3-game winning streak. Last time they played here, it was Tuesday, where they beat undefeated Cortland by 7. And now, Mason, today, one thing that jumps out, St. Lawrence played last night. This is their second leg of a double, how do I say this? Two games in a row. Yeah, 2 games in a row that they're playing. So what factor will that play in this game?
Well, I mean, home is where the heart is. If you look at any stats for any team, you're always going to play better at home. And the fact that they're driving around, you're on the bus, you're kind of tired out, you maybe get car sickness or whatever, something like that. You're not sleeping in your own bed. Playing on the road, even if it is, an hour away, it still messes with your psyche a little bit, and you have to re-coordinate yourself to whatever conditions you're playing in right now. And that's, like you just said, that's going to be key for St. Lawrence going ahead. You got to make this feel like home.
Yep. And last night, St. Lawrence beat Elmira by a score of 81-74. And they had some struggles in the second half in that game, but still pulled out with the win. Now, another thing, they have a 6'8 player named Riley Niclario, and the Bombers are not a very tall team. Tallest player comes in at 6'5", while Niclario is 6'8". How will they stop him?
Well, you got to come right at him. That's how teams do it against guys like, for Syracuse University, for instance. They go right at day one home, they get them out of the game early, and if they can force St. Lawrence to play their kind of basketball instead of the other way around, i.e. driving to the lane, getting at Niclario, or just tangling him up, even if you get an offensive foul once and again, if you can get him out of the game early and keep him out, that's going to be huge, and it's going to make life a lot easier.
Absolutely. And now, who are some players to watch for this game, either side?
Well, you hit the nail on the head with Niclario. This is a guy just under 10 points a game, 5.5 rebounds, and even though he's second on the team in personal fouls with 18, he's been on the court for 143 minutes. That is third on the team by a long shot. So he's a guy that is a big anchor for this team. As for Cortland, it is now and will for probably the next 3 years be Chasen. The guy he plays out of his mind. He's a big body, scores a lot of points. I mean, it may be an unfair comparison, but he's got a LeBron James type skill set. He can pass the ball, he can shoot the ball, he can rebound the ball, he can pretty much do anything on the court. If anybody going forward wants to beat Ithaca, he's got to be the top priority. Got to shut him down.
Yep, and Mark Chasen is on fire this season. Last game against Cortland, he scored 27 points.
Thank you, and please enjoy the game.
And with that, Ithaca Bombers will take on the St. Lawrence Saints, with the starters coming out to center court. We'll see who takes the tip for the Ithaca Bombers against Riley Niclario. That would be an interesting choice. It's Peter Azima, 6'2". So Niclario will have a 6-inch advantage on this tip-off.
It's not where he starts, where he finishes. If he ends up at 8 feet high, it's more than fine.
Absolutely. And here's the tip. And Azima wins it. Goes back to Sam Bevan. And Bevan will take the ball up court. Passes the logo. Dribbles right. He's going to take himself to the corner for Flanagan. Flanagan jump fakes. Pops the 3 and makes it. Great shot by Joey Flanagan to start off the game. Now here's Kyle Edwards for the Saints. Edwards passes right to Crawford. Crawford over to Kobus. Kobus down low to Niclario. And the pass is blocked by Bevan and stolen by Kara Rich. Rich taking it up the left side of the court. Does the dribble move. Layup inside and he makes it. Kara Rich with the layup.
Yeah, on St. Lawrence's first possession, right as they tried to give it inside to Niclario, 2 Ithaca guards were right in space, tried to get the ball away. They did, and prevented 2 points.
Great defense there. Here's Fizan up to Crawford, and now to Niclario up top at the free throw line, extended. Now across to Kyle Edwards, who passes it inside to Crawford. Crawford gets the lay-in. 5-2 Bombers. Now Bevan taking it up court. Bevan looking for options. He passes it to Mark Chasen. Chasen running right. Off to Flanagan, who has it on the wing. Flanagan back to Chasen. Chasen going inside. Now Kyle Rich on the left side. Rich over to Bevan. Perimeter ball for the Bombers. Pass was blocked but picked up by Azima. Bevan has it again. Dribbles left. Goes inside. Knocks over a player. And that will be a charge on Sam Bevan. Aggressive play there for Bevan. Does not agree with the offensive foul.
Yeah, probably a good call. He led with a knee and deposited right into the defender's chest. That's a really good opportunity again for the officials to kind of set the tone of what they're gonna let fly this evening. We talked about it last night at our production meeting. Mm-hmm. Gotta make your statement early.
Yep. And with that, St. Lawrence will take it up court. And here's Niclario on the left wing. Niclario over to Crawford at the top of the arc. He finds Kobus, who passes it over to Faison. Faison at the wing. Goes to Edwards, the guard. He slings it over to Faison. Faison from three. Misses off the back rim. But Edwards picks up the rebound and gets the lay-in, picking up the trash. Sam Bevan dribbling left. Dishes off to Flanagan. Flanagan finds Bevan outside, who fires a three from the wing, and it's off the back rim. Azima looking for the rebound. Off his hands and out of bounds from the baseline. That will be St. Lawrence ball.
And we're just to start, we're seeing that this size differential is doing nothing to slow the Ithaca Bombers here. Their game plan doesn't seem like it's changed much, if at all.
Yep, Azima is a rebounding master. He's got about 13 a game, leads the Empire 8. Niclario has the ball at the top of the arc. Over to Edwards. Edwards dribbling along the baseline, lays it up and in. Great play by Kyle Edwards. Sam Bevan now taking it up for the Bombers. Back to Chasen. Chasen finds Kyle Rich on the wing. Back to Azima, just above the free throw line, makes the jump shot. It's 7-6 Bombers.
May not be the most attractive playing basketball, but that long two-point shot, defenders are going to give it to you 9 times out of 10. You got to take it.
Gotta love the mid-range jumper. Now here's Kobus on the left wing for the St. Lawrence Saints. Finds Niclario, who passes it over to Kyle Edwards. Edwards to Faison, lobs it up to Niclario, and it's over the 6'8 player's head. And here's Bevan giving it to Chasen. Chasen back to Bevan after the turnover. He finds Kyle Rich inside. Great move, and he gets the lay-in. Great backdoor cut by Kyle Rich.
Ithaca doing a great job on offense, controlling the spacing of the court. They're getting their players wide open areas, and on both sides of the ball, they're making these shots really easy.
Excellent ball movement early for the Bombers. And now here's Kyle Edwards at the wing. Finds inside. That was Caleb Faison, who gets fouled by Peter Azima. And he will go to the line for two. Faison this season, he's 100% from the line. Let's see if that will change. Faison back rims the first. That's his first free throw miss of the season. And here's the second shot. It's in. It is 9-7 Bombers after the free throws. Sam Bevan taking the court, the senior captain. Bevan for Flanagan in the corner. Back to Bevan at the wing. Bevan goes to the top of the arc. Slings it over to Chasen. Chasen looking inside, finds Azima. Pump fake, fade away. Got it. Inside. Very short jump shot from Peter Azima. Now here's Kyle Edwards taking it up. Aggressive move. Pass it up to Caleb Faison. Faison to Niclario, who passes it to Kobus, to Edwards on the other side, left wing. Lobs it into Crawford. Loses the ball. It is St. Lawrence ball. Great defensive play by Peter Azima there. And now Kyle Edwards will throw it in for the St. Lawrence Saints. Finds Crawford. Over to Faison. Back to Edwards. Edwards at the right wing. Goes baseline again. Dishes it to Crawford, who makes the lay-in. Now the Bombers will take it up court. There's Kyle Rich on the left wing. Jump shot, and nice play by Kyle Rich to make the two-pointer. 13-9, and St. Lawrence calls a timeout.
We saw in that last play, that Ithaca had about 2 players on that side of the court to St. Lawrence's 5, but the key there is that the Saints are really slow to get back on their transition defense, and then Ithaca's going to burn them any chance they get. And that it's going as the game goes down the line, we progress even further, it's really going to hurt them.
Yep, and that was some great ball movement early for the Ithaca Bombers here. What have you seen them for their offense that's looking good so far?
Well, I think I said before, just the spacing is really a big key. They're opening up different parts of the court that I don't think they've really taken a tough shot so far today. They've done a really tremendous job with step backs and dribble drives, good stuff like that. Give them some spacing, make shots easy, and if they can keep doing that, they're up for a pretty good afternoon, I think.
Yep, and Kyle Rich leading the way with 6 points so far. Lineup stay the same after the timeout for Ithaca. And it looks like same on the St. Lawrence Saints side. So no subs so far. Ben Crawford at the top of the arc. McClario looking for options. Finds Kobus. Over to Edwards. Edwards from 3. Got it! From the wing. 13-12 Bombers. Sam Bevan up court. Pass it to Mark Chasen. Chasen in the corner for Kyle Rich. Chasen dribbles inside, but he's fouled, it looks like, on the floor.
Almost 5 minutes in the game. That's really the first time we've seen Chasen take this game for himself and create a shot of his own. He's been pretty passive so far. A little surprising. You think that a guy like him would be ready to go out of the gate, but he's, like I've said, he's been a big distributor so far.
Yep. It's good to see some other facets to his game other than scoring, so there's that. And some subs were made for St. Lawrence. About 3 new players coming in. Mark Chasen at the top of the arc. Looking for options. There's the pick from Azima. He dishes it outside to Sam Bevan. Bevan dribbling right. Challenging Edwards. Dishing it off to Azima, who goes to the top of the arc to Flanagan. Flanagan spin move. Picks up his dribble. Looking for options, and he is foul. Nope. That looks like a travel, I believe. So that will be St. Lawrence ball at the baseline. Kyle Edwards taking up court. And some new players on the court for St. Lawrence. That will be Sam Barrett, Dom DeRegis, and Kieran Miller on the court for the St. Lawrence Saints. McClary up top. Over to Edwards at the wing. Edwards, dribble move. Finds McClary inside. Over to a wide open DeRegis, who makes the 3 from the corner.
Yeah, the Saints taking a page out of the playbook. DeRegis, he had nobody anywhere near him on that shot. Perfect execution.
Bevan over to Chasen. Chasen at the left wing. Gets around his defender. And nice corner jump shot. And for Mark Chasen.
And that is the benefit of having a star player in college basketball like Chasen.
And now inside there's Sam Barrett, who knocks down his defender, but there's no foul call, and the rebound is picked up by Ithaca. Mark Chasen goes inside, misses the lay-in. Rebound by Kyle Edwards of the Saints. Kyle Edwards leading the way. Nice backdoor pass of McClary, and he dunks it. Great play. Kyle Rich mishandles the pass on the rebound from the Bombers.
Not going to see too many guys getting his way on that kind of play.
Yeah, absolutely. Flanagan goes inside on McClary, and he misses the lay-in. Looks like he got hit in the face, but no foul called. Edwards on the left wing from 3. Off the rim and rebounded by Chasen. And it looks like they will check on Flanagan's eye after he was hit. And Matt Flood will come in for the banged up Flanagan. Chasen on the inbound, looking for Bevan in the backcourt. And Bevan lets the look. Bevan looks to Kyle Rich. Rich at the top of the arc. Goes in on Crawford and misses the shot. That's a foul. And we'll go down to Jake Siegel as an update on assistant coach Sean Burton.
St. Lawrence foul for 21, Ben Crawford, his first, team second.
And it looks like we have a technical difficulty here. Can't pick up Jake on the mic. So now Kyle Rich will go from the free throw line. Kyle Rich, 59% on the season. Makes the first. Now it is 16-17, St. Lawrence in the lead. Carlin champion coming in for Peter Azima.
Entering the game for number 15, Carlin champion.
And now Kyle Rich awaits his second shot. It's up and it's in. 17-17 tie ball game here. Kyle Edwards taking it up court with about 13 minutes left in the first half. Edwards dribbling right. Pass off to DeRegis. DeRegis finds Barrett. Pass it over to Miller. Perimeter passing for the Saints. Edwards now has it on the right wing. Goes inside to a wide open Crawford. Backdoor cut was extremely effective there.
Really bad defense by Carlin Champion. He just didn't see anything that was going on. His eyes were too focused on the ball, not on the guy he was guarding. Easy 2 points.
Chasen from straightaway three, off the rim. Rebounded by Kieran Miller. And now here are the Saints coming down. Kyle Edwards looking for options. Dribbling right over to DeRegis. DeRegis dribbling. Knocked out of his hand by Rich, but Barrett picks it up for the Saints. Now Kyle Edwards resetting up top. He's at the top of the logo. Edwards uses the pick and barrels into Matt Flood, but blocking foul is called. So now Saints will inbound from the sideline.
Not sure if I agree with that call, Danny, but that's a split-second decision, and I got to say, Matt Flood could have done a much better job to sell that one to the refs.
It's an emphatic call by the refs, and on the inbound pass right to Ben Crawford inside. Lay-in, 21-17 Saints.
If they keep giving up these high percentage shots, they're going to be in trouble. They really got to push the defense a little bit and keep St. Lawrence to the outside.
Chasen finds Flood in the corner, misses the three a little long there. Rebounded by DeRegis. DeRegis looking for options. Finds Kieran Miller from outside, pump fakes. Carlin Champion bites, and the lay-in is no good. Crawford gets the offensive rebound, ripped out of his hands by Carlin Champion. Great play. Good job to bounce back from that first defensive mishap by Champion. Now Bevan leading the offense for the Bombers. Pass off to Matt Flood. Flood looking inside for Chasen. Chasen kicks out to the corner. Rich open for three. Got it. Great play.
Incredible ball movement by the by the Bombers, especially Chasen able to see the court, flip it out to the outside, and then to find the open three. Beautiful, beautiful play.
Now here's Kyle Edwards after that great play by Kyle Rich and the Bombers. Edwards looking to Crawford at the top of the key, or top of the arc rather. Crawford back to Edwards. Edwards finds Miller inside. Barrett rather, gets a fadeaway jumper, and it's in. 23-20 with about 10 minutes or 11 minutes remaining in the first half. Kyle Rich now looking for options. Sam Bevan from three in the wing. Got it! 23-23 ball game. And now looks like Kyle Edwards will lead the way for the Saints. Edwards resetting to the top. Pass it to the wing for DeRegis. DeRegis now to Barrett at the top of the arc. Now Edwards cuts inside on Champion and gets the reverse lay-in. Very nice play by Kyle Edwards. Bevan over to Rich in the wing. He cuts inside. That's an offensive foul. That's another one of those bang-bang calls that does not go Ithaca's way. Kyle Rich now with the offensive foul, and now Niclario will inbound it for the Saints with the score 25-23 St. Lawrence. About 10 minutes remaining in this first half. And now here is Kyle Kobus in the game, leading the offense. Pass it to Niclario. Niclario looking for options. He hands it off to Kobus. Kobus to DeRegis. DeRegis for three. A bit long and rebounded by Matt Flood. Matt Flood to James Vandeventer, who's making his first appearance in the game. Pass to Mark Chasen. Chasen inside, looking for the lay-in, and got it. Great play by Mark Chasen. Another high percentage shot for the Bombers. DeRegis over to Niclario. Niclario finds Miller at the top of the arc, who passes it off to Barrett. Barrett to Niclario. Niclario from three. That was a brick, and
yeah, to put it lightly,
yeah.
Friend.
Now it's Ithaca inbounding from the baseline.
Shocking, though. Niclario doing pretty well in the season, leading into today. About just a shade under 40% from downtown. For a guy that's 6'8", does a lot to help break up the floor and give other players looks. So, if I were the head coach of St. Louis Critchtown, that'd be quite okay with him taking that shot.
Yep, makes you rethink things on defense when you have a big guy that can shoot threes. Mm-hmm. Now, Flanagan. No, that's Matt Flood at the top of the arc. You pass off to Flanagan. Flanagan finds Vandeventer, who goes to Champion. Champion from outside, off the rim. That's been a theme this season, unfortunately. He's under 10% from three-point land. And Azima was called for a foul on the rebound attempt. He was wrestling with Dom DeRegis for that rebound. It will be St. Lawrence ball after the foul on Azima. Now inbound to Kyle Kobus.
Danny, despite Leclerc not pulling down one rebound in this game, St. Lawrence is leading Ithaca 8-4 in that category, so it's like that's got to change.
We'll see how that will go this game with Peter Azima, one of the best rebounders in the Northeast. Azima gets the deflection. He steals the pass, passes off the champion, who finds Van Deventer at the top of the arc. Now Van Deventer resetting, looks to Flanagan. Flanagan with the dribble move, goes inside, gets fouled on his lay-in attempt, and he will go to the line for two. Let's see those rebounding stats. Ithaca is averaging about 41 rebounds a game, while St. Lawrence coming in at 34. So we'll see how that will shift in this game. Flanagan's first is off the rim and out.
And Dan, I gotta say, when you've seen 12 minutes of game action, good amount from Necliero, and he's not throwing his body and using his weight and his height as much as I thought he would.
Now Flanagan misses a second as well, so they are shut out there.
Maybe you want to have a card to play in the second half, but as it stands right now, I mean, his input, if he steps it up a little bit, could be a huge change in this game.
Yeah, we haven't seen much on offense other than that huge slam dunk before from Neclario.
That's about it, though.
And now here's Kobus up the right wing. He finds Neclario from straight away. Three-pointer. Got it.
Well, there you go.
Riley Neclario answers your call with the three-pointer. Now here is the Bombers' offense. Van Deventer off the champion, who finds Flood. Dishes it off to Flanagan, who finds Champion now. Champion looking for options. Finds Flood, who goes to the corner for Flanagan. Flanagan goes inside with the lay-in, and it's rims out. Close play there for Joey Flanagan. It is 28-25 St. Lawrence with about 7.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Kieran Miller passes to Dom DeRegis. DeRegis over to Barrett. Barrett goes along the baseline. He's fouled by Carlin Champion on the floor. Now St. Lawrence will inbound from the baseline. A couple subs coming in for the Ithaca Bombers. Mark Chasen, Kyle Rich, and Sam Bevan all returning to the game, with Champion, Flanagan, and Van Deventer sitting.
Yeah, Chasen only 4 points so far. Not many stats outside of that. He's really got to make his presence known in this game.
And the inbound pass goes over Kieran Miller's head, and he falls backcourt for a backcourt violation. It will be Bombers ball.
Fantastic inadvertent defense there for the Bombers.
Yeah.
Forcing a turnover without touching the guy. Nice.
Here's Chasen with the inbound over to Bevan. Bevan at the logo. Gets the pick from Azima. Kicks it to the corner for Flood. Flood for three. Rims out. And it's rebounded by Clario, and he's fouled by Carol Rich. Rich does not like the call.
And neither does Jim Mullins, his head coach on the sideline, looking for some kind of an explanation.
Nevertheless, it will be St. Lawrence ball. Kieran Miller inbounding to Kyle Kobus.
6 fouls now for Ithaca. They're getting dangerously close to giving St. Lawrence some free buckets.
Yeah, pretty early on. They're in foul trouble already.
There you go.
Now, there's another foul for Matt Flood. Fouls Kieran Miller on the floor, and he will go to the line for 1-and-1.
It's never a good sign when you're letting teams take 1-and-1s with 7 minutes to play in the half.
Yep, 7 fouls with 7 minutes left. Kieran Miller on the season, 75% from the line. And here's his first shot from the stripe. It's out, and it's rebounded by Azima. There it is. Bombers ball. Sam Bevan dropping it off for Chasen. Chasen goes inside and hits Neclario hard, but Neclario is called for the blocking foul. And I believe Chasen will go to the line.
This is the first time that St. Lawrence's defensive scheme has worked against them. They've been doing a bit of a 2-2 with Neclario swinging around to guard whoever he can.
Chasen's first shot from the stripe. He made it.
Worked fine up until that point, but Chasen did a good job recognizing that one of their inside defenders is going to be shifting in. He got his body there, forced some contact, and got to the line.
That's great stuff.
That's senior maturity from a sophomore. It's quite a thing to see.
Yep. Interested to see what he does in years to come. Going to be fun stuff. Now rims out the second shot. Rebounded by Clario. And new face in the game, that's A.J. Adams for the St. Lawrence Saints. Now Kobus has it. Back to Kyle Edwards, the point guard. Adams looking for options. Finds Clario at the top of the arc, who dishes it to Kyle Edwards. Edwards back inside to Clario, who's defended by Kyle Rich. Clario backing in, spins, banks it in. Great post moves by Clario.
All of his points coming outside of the paint. It's pretty impressive that he's been able to put on this kind of a show with 7 points so far.
Got that three-pointer, the dunk, and now that one. And Bevan misses his lay-in, and it's rebounded by Clario. Adams leading the way on the break. Kobus from three, and it's off the rim and rebounded by Matt Flood. Ithaca Bombers now have it. Sam Bevan looking for options, drops it off to Chasen. Chasen spins around Adams. Outside to a wide open Flood. He misses the shot a bit long, rebounded by the 5'10 Adams. Adams now leading the offense. And now pass it to Clario at the right wing. And he's just going to pop it from there. Off the back rim, rebounded by Kobus though. Kobus with the offensive rebound. Let's see what he can do with that.
Lazy defensive rebounding there by Ithaca.
And inside again to Crawford. It seems like he's been wide open all day right under the basket.
Yeah, the interior defense is really starting to hurt him. We talked about their lack of size, and I didn't think that would be a problem until now.
And over-under called on Cal Rich, or maybe it was Bevan. Timeout for the Bombers.
Full timeout taken there by Jim Mullins, trying to get this team back on track. I mean, 6 points at the end of the day isn't too much. We saw, like, bringing up the previous game again, the women's team, they were able to scratch out with a bigger deficit. But with how Ithaca's playing, I definitely understand why they'd want to slow things down and talk some things over, because it's not looking great here so far. Making some dumb mistakes, really, and that's the kind of thing that hurts you. You're going to miss shots, you're going to have turnovers, but the dumb mistakes on defense is really what I'm sure is driving Jim Mullins insane.
And with their lack of size, how do you stop those plays where Ben Crawford just gets the free pass right under the basket?
Well, I think with the defense that they're putting in, I mean, that man-to-man zone is just not, man-to-man defense formation really isn't working. I mean, as unpopular as it is, I think pushing a 3-2 and getting some more people towards the front of the court would be a good option, because St. Lawrence is getting whatever, any look that they want on the inside. You've really got to put some more pressure on their perimeter game and force them to make some tougher passes. And
Ben Crawford, as I mentioned, already at 12 points with about 5.5 minutes to go. Now the timeout is over, and looks like same lineups coming out for each side. And it will be Kobus inbounding it to Edwards.
Pretty fantastic shooting game that we've seen here today. 50% for Ithaca and then 64% for St. Lawrence. I mean, it's just a pretty clean game from that standpoint.
Yeah, not many missed shots today. So Clario up top, fakes a handoff to Edwards, but he finds Edwards wide open on the wing. He makes the three.
And that is a situation when Clario, with his back to the basket, you've got to put a double team on him and try to get it loose. He's got a long way to dribble that basketball.
Yeah.
Pick it out, you got to turn over a couple points.
Now it's 35-26 Saints, but Bevan with the three. He responds with a three of his own from the wing. Nice play by Sam Bevan to answer that. Adams, pass to Edwards. Over to Kobus at the top of the arc. He finds Adams again on the left wing. Dribble moves on Flanagan. Finds a Kobus who dribbles inside. Finds Edwards again inside, but he misses his layup. But rebounded by Kobus, and Edwards tries to get the loose ball, but he dribbles out of bounds. It will be Bombers ball at the baseline. And again, Mark Chasen will be inbounding it to the senior captain, Sam Bevan. Bevan last year scored 24 points against the St. Lawrence Saints in their matchup, in which the Saints won 78-74.
Oddly enough, one of two games that Mark Chasen didn't play last season.
Now Bevan goes inside and scores. Lay-in. Pretty simple play there for the senior. Now Adams looking for an answer. A.D. Adams. Looks like all his men are covered, but he finds Clario. Clario back to Adams, who's covered by Chasen. Adams looking inside. finds Crawford, who has his pass tipped by Joey Flanagan, but it's St. Lawrence ball regardless. 80 Adams, a 5'10 sophomore out of the Bronx. Now, Kyle Edwards will inbound it right to Kobus. Kobus, fadeaway, and it misses everything. Maybe touches a little bit of the net on the miss, but fadeaway jumper for Kyle Edwards. He makes it in. Three-pointer from Kyle Edwards. Great shot.
Nothing to lose there. Might as well throw it up.
Yeah.
Sometimes lady luck works in your favor.
Wow.
Smiles down upon you affectionately.
So we've got a dunk and a fadeaway three so far from St. Lawrence. Pretty fun stuff. And Adams gets popped for a foul on the ensuing possession for Ithaca. 38-31, St. Lawrence with just over 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Bevan gets it at the top of the arc. Finds Azima inside on the baseline. Lays it in and the foul. Peter Azima. He's a freshman. 2 weeks ago was named E8 Rookie of the Week. And he's the team leader in rebounds. Also leads the conference in rebounds per game with just about 13. He's had at least 9 rebounds in every game, and let's see what he does from the line.
Reminds me of a Kenneth Fareed kind of player. A little undersized, but he fights for every rebound he gets. I like it.
Kenneth Fareed, aggressive.
Moorhead State alum.
And another player.
Well, we don't like to talk about that.
And now Edwards looks inside for wide open Leclaire, but Leclaire was popped for an offensive foul as he was forceful with Sam Bevan inside. And now Leclaire will take a seat, as will Edwards. Kieran Miller coming into the game, as well as Sam Barrett for the Saints. Sam Bevan dribbling, looking right, finds a baseline, charging Mark Chasen, but there is a foul called. On the no, not a foul call, but it was some violation of some sort.
Looks like it might have been a travel or out of bounds, something like that.
Now
it's close to the baseline, so.
Yeah, perhaps stepped out of bounds, maybe. Now, St. Lawrence on the ensuing possession. Kieran Miller passes to Sam Barrett, who finds Kobus. Adams at the wing. Edwards makes Flanagan bite, and he makes the jump shot after the pump fake works.
Excellent effort there by Ithaca to make St. Lawrence play a little bit on.
And a bit of an ugly play there as Sam Bevan tries to pass it to Chasen, but Chasen was in the backcourt, so St. Lawrence ball. Mullen's not liking what he sees. He calls a timeout.
Well, it gives me a chance to finish my point. Really nice job on that last defensive possession by Ithaca. They did exactly what I had said that they should, and they kept the ball to the perimeter. They closed off any entry pass lanes, but at the end of the day, nice little jump fake and a long two-point shot. Those are going to happen, but it's much better than letting them right by the basket. The lower percentage is better, really.
Yep, and I'm staying interested in these matchups with Leclaire as we see Sam Bevan matching up with him on that last play. Sam Bevan, the senior guard, somehow ended up on Leclaire, but he was fouled, so it worked out.
Yeah, to St. Lawrence's credit, I really like the way they're using him. It's not a very, certainly not the way I expected. He's much more fluid than I thought. He's all around the court. He's taken a wide array of shots. You've seen him take a couple threes, charge lane for a dunk, go for a long two. I mean, you don't know what to expect from this guy, which I think is going to work in their favor immensely as time goes on.
Yeah, not your conventional lanky center, rather than Leclaire. Now, after the timeout, Adams charges in, finds Edwards inside, defended by Azima, who fouls him.
Rookie mistake by Azima. Bought the head fake at full price, and not a very smart foul.
Edwards got him for the foul coming down. So here's Edwards from the stripe. Edwards with 12 points already, or second on the team. Makes the first, now 13 points. Going into the game, he had 75% from the free throw line. Go ahead, Mason.
Going forward, I think Ithaca, instead of trying to rain threes, they need to cut this lead as much as they can and try to get into the half with a tie game and start things over. But right now, they really need to get out of their own way and just keep taking as smart shots as they can.
Edwards makes the second, making the score 42-33. I mean, we saw on Tuesday that Cortland had a nice lead at the half against Ithaca, but Ithaca stormed back, outscoring Cortland by 15 points in the second. So you might see a repeat in this game. Chasen from the elbow. Misses the shot. It rims out. Kobus with the rebound. He finds Faison. Back to Kobus, who passes to Edwards. Edwards resets, looking for some options. Edwards defended by Flood. Defensive mishap, though. And it goes around the perimeter to Kieran Miller. Miller finds Kobus. Kobus with the dribble move on Flanagan. Tries to pass inside to Edwards, but it is deflected by Flanagan, and it goes out of bounds. And it looks like just 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Let's see what St. Lawrence can do on the inbound from the baseline.
Well, as they take a timeout, I can tell you one thing, Ithaca, they've got to be smart on this kind of a play. You're kind of, even though it's going into half and it's not as big pressure as if the game was ending, but they got to play smart here. Let those 3 seconds run out, force St. Lawrence into the worst shot that they possibly can, and try to get the ball back and cut into this lead somehow. Because it's going, if you go down double digits into halftime, that's going to really mess you up from a psychological perspective. If you're looking at being down 10 points instead of 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm. And what's the inbound play for St. Lawrence here? 3 seconds left on the shot clock. They got to get something up quick.
I would say they're going to either stack one side of the paint, starting from the block to the elbow, or they're going to go 2 at the block, 2 at the elbow, crisscross, get somebody to the outside, try to pop a 3.
Let's see what happens as...
It looks like they're going to line it up. But where are they? Let's see. Yeah, they're lining it up. Kind of. Oh, no, instead, two players starting on the right block and then 2 standing in the middle of the paint.
Finds Edwards, who fades out the baseline. He makes the shot. 44-33 Saints. Bevan to Chasen. This time he's in the front court. Chasen from deep. Misses the 3. Pretty inefficient shot there. And now, on the ensuing breakaway, Kobus finds Faison in the corner. Wide open for 3. He hits the back rim as well. And now Chasen with the rebound. Dishes off to Flanagan. Flanagan draws a blocking foul on Kyle Edwards. And he will go to the line for 1 and 1.
Yeah, the Saints doing some great jobs setting up their transition offense. They got a wide open 3 on that last possession.
Faison unfortunately missed. He's a senior transfer from the 20th ranked team in the nation, Franklin and Marshall. And now Flanagan from the stripe. Makes the first. Coming into this game, he is 92% from the line. Almost guaranteed. Leads the team and leads the Empire 8. Now Flanagan for his second charity shot. Makes it in. 36-44.
Interesting call, this substitution. Chris Miner, the 6'6" freshman coming in. Not the most athletic player I think you're going to see, which is what St. Lawrence might be looking for.
Quite the big fella coming in at 245 on the scale.
Curious to see what kind of play they're going to try to run.
Now Kobus drops it off to Edwards at the top of the arc. He finds Kobus again. He throws it into the big Miner. Miner aggressively coming in. And it's Bombers' ball after some sort of violation.
I got a jump ball for a fleeting second. It was both guys had to hold on to it, but yeah, interesting. Yeah, they just brought Miner in, took him right back out with not the best execution of a play. Got a pretty ugly shot off. So.
Wonder what strategy they're going for there. The aggressive back down from the big man. Sam Bevan driving inside, open lay-in, and Crawford tried to block it, but he had his hands caught up in the net. That's a nice lay-in for Sam Bevan. 37-44 is the score, with the Saints leading with just under a minute left in the half. Kobus leading the offense. Passes it off to DeRegis. DeRegis gets a pick from Edwards. Finds Sam Barrett at the top of the arc. Tries to go inside to Edwards, but it is deflected and picked up by Azima. Now the Bombers have it with Bevan leading the way at the wing. Now he goes to the top of the arc. Not really in a rush to get anything going here. Let's see. He's being watched closely by Kyle Kobus. Bevan's at the logo. Gets a pick from Chasen. Goes left. Back to Chasen from a deep 3. Off the back rim. And it's rebounded by Barrett. Barrett hurls up a shot. And it's airballed. So now 44-37 going into halftime. Pretty similar situation as we saw on Tuesday, with Cortland leading by 6 against the Bombers. So now what change would you make if you're going to close this gap if you're Ithaca?
Oh boy. Well, I think the buck stops with Mark Chasen. Really, I mean, for a guy that's doing as well as he is, averaging 21 points, 8 rebounds, 4.5 assists. I mean, he's got to start to play like it. Really, he's the fact that they didn't have him bring the ball up and make a play of his own on that last possession is very puzzling to me. I mean, I've been able to see this team play before today, just for scheduling issues as what happens. But I'm not seeing a 20-point play or 20-point a game player. I'm seeing a sophomore with a little bit to learn and who hasn't quite taken this team by the horns.
They're really leaning on Sam Bevan today. He's performed well.
So I can't for the life of me figure out why. We've seen Chasen try to make his own shots and been successful at making his own shots and distracting the defense. But St. Lawrence they paid him a lot less attention in these last few minutes or this sort of last half of the half, I suppose. That he's really got to start making adjustments. That's when you're averaging 20 points like that. Unfortunately, you become a pretty easy scapegoat.
Now, before we send it to our halftime, look at the leaders and stats. Kyle Edwards leading the way in points with 17, followed by Ben Crawford with 14. On the Bombers side, it's Cal Rich with 11 and Sam Bevan with 10. And now, for the halftime, Mason Merritt will stay on the mic alongside Jake Asman. So right after this on WICB and the Bomber Radio Network. And welcome back to Ben Light Gymnasium. Thank you to Jake Asman for stepping in for me during the halftime show. And there's about over a minute left before the second half starts. And some stat that jumps out at me is that St. Lawrence is out-rebounding Ithaca 21-7. That's a bit scary going into the second half. Yeah,
Jake and I just touched upon that. I was as flabbergasted as you are. That's just... like I said, I kept tabs a little bit on it, and that floored me a little bit. That's crazy. I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah.
It's just 7 rebounds. You got to try to do that.
And I mean, one thing that we can hope for Ithaca is that they play really well in the second half. They're outscoring opponents by about 44 points. Meanwhile, St. Lawrence is getting outscored by 19.
Yeah.
So perhaps a comeback is in store as Ithaca is trailing by 7 points so far. And I'm just loving this game because of its efficiency on the floor. These field goals are great.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And to touch upon your point earlier, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. You know, they've come back from behind, like I said, just Tuesday. So it's within the realm of possibility they can do it again. But for them to put themselves under that kind of pressure, that's like giving up 4 runs in the first inning and then throwing your pitcher out there. It's really tough.
And then we saw that, as you mentioned, Tuesday, down by 6 at half against Cortland. And then outscoring Cortland by 15 in the second half, so they came back really strong. They're having a bunch of issues on Tuesday, covering 3-pointers, and then they fixed that in the second half. So Jim Mullins might be a great halftime adjustment guy, so let's see what he does today to stop this St. Lawrence offense. And coming onto the court for the Bombers will be Carol Rich, who is 4 for 4 from the field with 11 points, Peter Azima, Joey Flanagan, Mark Chasen, and Sam Bevan. And for St. Lawrence, it will be Kyle Edwards, Ben Crawford, Caleb Faison, Riley McClario, and Kyle Kobus. And now from the sidelines, Faison will inbound it to Edwards. Edwards taking it up, challenging Rich, who dumps it off to Kobus. Faison finds Edwards inside for an easy lay-in. Kyle Rich, got to check your shoelaces. He fell down on that play. Now Kyle Rich with the crossover. Goes to Azima, who kicks it out to Flanagan for an open 3. Rolls off the rim from the corner.
Great setup, but at the end of the day, you got to make the shot.
Kyle Edwards finding Faison on the elbow. Now back to Kobus at the top of the arc. Kobus to Edwards on the left wing. Edwards defended by Rich. McClario over to Kobus, who misses a 3-pointer. Faison tries to rebound it, but it's off his hands and out of bounds, and it will be Ithaca's ball on the baseline. Mark Chasen inbounding it to Sam Bevan. And the point you made, really early on this game was to get Niclario in foul trouble early. He's got 3 fouls at the beginning of the second half, so might have worked out, might have done what you said to do. And Mark Chasen takes a shot from the corner, but he's blocked by Caleb Faison. Great defensive play by Faison. Now Sam Bevan inbounding it from the baseline. Bevan takes a pass to Chasen, but then he does pass to Chasen. Jason finds Rich, who does a dribble move on Edwards. Gets inside, then he misses the shot, gets his own rebound, kicks it out to Chasen. Chasen driving in on Niclario, and Niclario's defense worked as Chasen misses the lay-in.
No Ithaca Bombers down there to try to at least go for the offensive rebound. That is a big volley that they're putting forth there.
Now Faison will have it at the wing for the Saints. Faison goes to the corner for Kobus. Kobus falls down and passes to Faison, somehow reaches him. Faison with a beautiful bounce pass to Edwards, who finishes the job. Great play.
No look, nice bounce pass right where it needed to go. That's an easy 2 points for the Saints.
Now here's Flanagan at the wing. Flanagan driving in with his left hand. Finds Chasen for a reverse layup, but he misses the layup. Gets his own rebound and puts it in. Great play by Mark Chasen. And here's Edwards on the ensuing possession, getting challenged by Kyle Rich. He dumps it off to Kyle Kobus. Kobus finds Faison up top. Faison dumps it off, and Faison's called for an offensive foul as his elbows went too high when he was charging on Kyle Rich. And that's Kyle Edwards' third foul. He's 2 away from that foul out. Jason inbounding it to Bevan. Bevan will let it roll, and now he picks it up with just under 18 minutes to go. Dumps it off to Kyle Rich. Kyle Rich with a wide open mid-range jumper, and he makes it in. Kyle Rich is having a great game.
If I'm going right after Kyle Edwards, try to get him out of this game. 3 fouls and 17 points. Ooh, that would be a big help.
Absolutely, and those are 2 of the best players with 3 fouls already, Niclario and Edwards. And the pass goes inside to Niclario, who dumps it out to Faison. Faison for 3. Off the rim. Kicked out by Flanagan, but nobody there to pick up the rebound for Ithaca. And now Edwards will reset. Goes inside to Ben Edwards. Edwards at the elbow. Edwards finds Faison. It does a dribble move on Bevan. Kicks it out to Niclario, who misses the shot. Back rim, picked up by Bevan on the rebound. A wide outlet pass is picked up by Kyle Edwards. And now Edwards on a 3-on-1, fakes the pass and lays it in. Beautiful fast break play by Kyle Edwards.
Really bad decision there made by Chasen. And now got to be smarter than that.
To answer, they passed to Kyle Rich, but he faked his shot and passed it off to Bevan. 41-50 is the score. Kyle Rich with a jump out from the elbow. It comes up off the front rim and rebounded by Faison. Now the pass goes to Edwards. Edwards from the elbow. The wing, and he missed the 3. Ben Edwards got the rebound, laid it up, and he is fouled by Mark Chasen. Edwards will be shooting from the line. Chasen's first foul in the game. Edwards has 14 points so far. Well, actually, 17 now. 17. Misses the first free throw. And now some subs will come in for the St. Lawrence Saints. That is Kieran Miller and Dom Geregis in replacement of Niclario and Kyle Kobus. Now Edwards, his second shot. Despite some taunts from the fans, he makes the second shot. And Sam Barrett checks in replacement of Ben Edwards. Chasen inbounds it to Bevan. Bevan on the left side of the court. Looks for a wide open Chasen, who gets around Kieran Miller and makes a beautiful reverse layup. Fantastic. Mark Chasen might be waking up.
Fantastic move. They're trying to drive baseline going underneath. High percentage shots is really what's going to help the Bombers going forward. They got to keep taking them when St. Lawrence gives.
And now St. Lawrence on the ensuing possession. Caleb Faison inside, gets around Flanagan. Dishes off to a wide open Dom Geregis from 3, off the rim, and back to Geregis. Drops the ball and it's out of bounds outside the baseline, so it's Ithaca ball. Lucky break there for the Bombers. It's a deep rebound right back to Geregis, but Geregis could not handle it and went out of bounds. Now it's Bombers ball. 43-51, the Bombers trail with about 16 minutes remaining in the second half. Bevan finds Kyle Rich on the outside. Rich attempts a dribble move, and interesting call there. It's Ithaca Bombers ball after it seemingly went off of Kyle Rich's hands.
Yeah, it called out of bounds. It looks like they said that Sam Barrett touched it, but I can say with utmost certainty that he did not.
Well, despite that, Kyle Rich now has the ball again. Some dribble moves, passes it out to Flanagan. Flanagan from the wing. Dribbles inside, and he is fouled on the floor. No basket. And it will be...
We're going to give him a spot foul before the shot went up. So tough break caught by the Bombers.
Inbounded from the baseline by Sam Bevan. Almost had that N1, but still the refs waved it off. Jason wide open from 3, off the rim. Bevan gets the offensive rebound, though. Finds Azima inside, and he was wide open, but he could not handle the pass. Really unlucky play there for the Bombers.
Tough pass, though, going right off of his shins. Not really much you can do with that one. However, Ithaca, though, out-rebounding St. Lawrence 4-0 on offense so far. Tightening up that gap a little bit.
Yep, good adjustments made.
7-5 overall.
Right place, right time. So now, St. Lawrence. Doherty just pass it, but it's picked off by Azima. Azima on the fast break. Lays it in over to Regis. Kind of teased the dunk there, but he went with the layup instead.
Maybe next time.
45-51. The Bombers are trailing with about 15 minutes remaining. And St. Lawrence makes some adjustments, calling a timeout.
Smart timeout. 6 points is the tightest it's been in quite a while. So you got really good call there by Chris Downs to get his team getting their ear a little bit. And as you can see, we just saw bringing in Riley and Clario. So, throw a different look out there.
Get that height back out on the court. Liking what I'm seeing from the Ithaca Bombers to start of the second half. What adjustments have they made, Mason?
Well, they're making shots, and that's a big key of it. But most importantly, they're really doing well in the offensive or the glass overall. It was 21-7 in St. Lawrence's favor to start, and since it has been 7-5 in Ithaca's favor. Touched upon that just now. So if they can, if they can keep making these shots, then they keep rebounding well and giving themselves opportunities. That's a really big improvement. That's going to help them out quite a bit down the stretch. We got to keep this up. And some good defensive plays to start out the second half as well. We saw that nice steal at the end by Peter Azima. And some good, a really nice job of forcing turnovers, too. We've had, for instance, on their last play, Azima jumping on from her pass. A bit of a risky thing to do, but high risk, high reward plays are kind of what you live off of. And so, Ithaca, they're playing miles better in these 5 minutes that they did in the first half. And when you're looking for a comeback, you got to take those risks. So, good stuff from Azima. And now, the Saints will inbound it with Niclario coming into the game. And now Edwards calling the shots on offense. Edwards finds Sam Barrett on the wing. Over to Edwards at the top of the arc, who passes it to Niclario on the left wing. Niclario to DeRegis. DeRegis with a ball fake, and he fires from the top of the arc, but he misses off the rim. Chasen with the rebound. Chasen charging, goes inside, and blocking foul on Kyle Edwards. No. That will be his offensive foul. Oh. That's an offensive foul, yeah. Fantastic job by Kyle Edwards. He took a pretty nasty hit, and he had his feet set, no question about it. Really great play by the Saints. Misread the referee's signals there, so Kyle Edwards has 3 fouls still. Yeah, learning how to take a knee to the chest like that is a skill that I certainly do not want to learn. Yeah. I'm very much impressed that they do know how to do that. Lots of courage there from Kyle Edwards to stand there as the charging Chasen comes at him. And now here's Dom DeRegis for the Saints. Top of the arc for Kyle Edwards. Back to DeRegis. DeRegis looking for options. Gets the pick from Niclario, and he loses the ball, but it will be Saints ball as it was tipped out of bounds by Peter Azima. Some more nice defensive plays, getting in the right place at the right time is Azima. Chasing out of the game now. Matt Flood comes in. Flood has 2 fouls, no points, so hasn't been very efficient. Niclario with the inbound pass, fadeaway jumper. He makes it. Deep inbound pass to Niclario. Beautiful turnaround shot like Christian Leitner in the finals. Nice play by Niclario. Nice job. If you're not going to put a tall guy on him, he's going to take advantage like that. There you go. Joey Flanagan answering with a layup of his own, cutting into the inside of the key. A nice straightaway layup. Kyle Edwards now gives it to Dom DeRegis. DeRegis finds Barrett, passing it over to Edwards again. Edwards to Niclario. Azima tried to jump the route, but misses. Niclario misses the shot. Picked up by Edwards. Edwards cleans up the garbage with a layup on the offensive rebound. 21 points for Ben Edwards so far. And now Flanagan from the wing, pass to Bevan. Bevan with the ball fake. Picks up his dribble, pass to Kyle Rich. Now Azima in the corner, jump shot, makes it.
49-55. Ithaca Bombers trail with about 13 minutes remaining in the second half. Now Kyle Edwards finds Dom DeRegis over to Niclario. Edwards at the top of the arc, now passes it to Barrett. Niclario inside, defended by Flood. Niclario gets that nice bank shot inside. Great back in from Niclario. Now Bevan trying to respond. Gives it to Matt Flood. Flood over to Flanagan from deep. 3-ball swish. Joey Flanagan. 3-ball to cut the lead to 5. Now after the 3-ball, Dom DeRegis passes it to Kyle Edwards, who cuts on the baseline. He loses the ball after a shot. Jump ball, possession arrow points to Ithaca. Edwards was fighting off Matt Flood for that. And the jump ball is called. Now here is Luke Cooper making his first appearance in the game, subbing in for Peter Azima. Luke Cooper is a freshman. Started the first game, has not started since.
6'5", though. It's a big body that you can throw down there and to face off with Niclario.
Tallest player on the team. Now Edwards is called for his 4th foul. On the floor, Bevan was trying to charge on the baseline, but Edwards limited that ability.
Cooper, pretty solid stat line, 8 of 14, 57% on the field, 2 of 4 from free throw. Grabbed about 8 rebounds. Yeah, decent player. Gets the job done.
Now on the inbound, Cooper gets the ball. Cooper over to Flanagan. Flanagan drives inside, and he makes the layup in between a couple of St. Lawrence defenders. Great play by Joey Flanagan. Flanagan, a great sophomore for this team. He's been performing well this season.
4 of the 5 starters for Ithaca are in double digits, except for Mark Chasen. Go figure, Danny.
Wow. Interesting stat there. An aggressive foul by Joey Flanagan as Dom DeRegis looks hurt. DeRegis gets up, hops a little. Looks like his legs are bothering him.
Not for like a try, though. Chasen, 4 of 13. He's put up the most shots of anybody from the field, but his teammates are just getting a little bit better return on investment.
The odd, inefficient game from Mark Chasen. Now after the foul, it looks like Marty Collins will make his first appearance after the injury to Dom DeRegis. Not to be confused with the former Knicks player.
Well, he's played 3 minutes so far this season, so let's see what the kid can do.
Now here is Kobus passing it to Edwards. Edwards at the top of the key. And he passed to Marty Collins, and Collins can't handle it. Not a good way to enter the game. As the ball goes off of Collins' hands and out of bounds, it is now Ithaca ball. 57-54 is the score. St. Lawrence leading with just under 12 minutes remaining. Cooper sets a pick. Pass it over to Flanagan in the corner. Flanagan goes inside again, looking for that play, and is an offensive foul.
No foul called.
Oh, no foul called, rather?
No.
Just
That's
off his hands.
Got sandwiched between a couple of defenders, and with the tones the ref said, I thought that'd be a pretty easy foul to call, but letting that one slide.
Interesting play there. And now St. Lawrence has it. After the missed shot by Flanagan went out of bounds, Kobus has it up top, covered by Luke Cooper. Cooper watching closely. Kobus does a dribble move. Blocked by Cooper, it seems. Rebounded by Kyle Rich. Nice defensive play by Luke Cooper there to keep Kobus on the outside. Kyle Rich doing some great dribble moves. And a blocking foul is drawn. That is Sam Barrett getting popped for the foul. Some sweet moves from Kyle Rich there. And now Bevan will inbound it from the baseline after a great play by Kyle Rich to draw the foul. Bevan looking for options. Finds Matt Flood up top. Flood hands it off to Bevan. Bevan, the captain, calling the shots from the logo. He dribbles inside. Finds a wide open Joey Flanagan for 3. Swish! Tie ball game. Joey Flanagan for 3 from the wing. 57-57 with just under 11 minutes to go. Joey Flanagan, great shot there. And now Kyle Kobus looking for a pass, and finds Sam Barrett, but he is fouled by Joey Flanagan.
Ithaca leading in this half by a score of 20-13. You've seen them make enough adjustments that they needed, but at the end of the day, they're hitting good shots. That's really been the difference maker.
And Joey Flanagan, he's 3 for 4 from three-point land. Great stuff, 15 points for the sophomore. Three just goes inside to Niclario, and Niclario gets the basket and the foul. That's the trouble when you have a big guy like that. You might hit him when he goes up for those easy layups. Now, Niclario looking to finish the end one.
65% free throw shooter. Let's see how he does, Danny.
Now from the charity stripe, Rylan Clario. It's in. 60-57, completing the three-point play there is Niclario. Now on the response, Bevan passes to Cal. Rich, spot-up jumper from mid-range, and he misses front rim.
Not a good shot. Too soon in the shot clock. Bad angle.
Kyle Kobus putting on some dribble moves in the front court. Pass to Niclario from deep, off the rim, and right to Sam Barrett, who gets the offensive rebound. Tries a reverse layup, and he's stuffed by Matt Flood. Flanagan got the rebound, and now finds a Luke Cooper inside, and he misses the lay-in. Luke Cooper almost completed the play there, but could not get past the hands of Riley Niclario.
I think Ithaca's got to take a timeout as soon as they can. This game is starting to look a little bit sloppy on their end. They got 4 of them to burn, so why not now?
I haven't seen them score in a little bit. So now Sam Barrett passes to Niclario inside, defended by Flood. He gets the easy lay-in. Tough to defend him inside.
Now, as much as Flood tried to, and Niclario, those 6 inches do wonders when you're trying to post up in the lane like that.
Now Bevan finds Carol Rich, who's going around the perimeter. Hands it off to Flanagan. Flanagan going inside. Tries to dish it to Flood, but a blocking foul is called on Niclario. That's Niclario's 4th.
Now the question now is for head coach Chris Downs, do you keep him in? And it doesn't look like he's prepared to take him out, whereas Ithaca's bringing in Chasen and Azima back into the game. 4 fouls. That's playing with fire there.
About 9 minutes left in the game, and he's been a force today against the Bombers.
Oh, there he goes.
And Kieran Miller comes into the game for Niclario.
I'd say they give him a rest, bring him back with about 3.5 to go, something like that.
It's a lot of time without your big man. And now Chasen wide open in the corner for 3, misses front rim. Rebound from Kyle Kobus. Kobus wide open, no one's defending him, and that's just easy three-pointer for Kyle Kobus.
That's needed. Like you said, nobody was above the free throw line, and that is, you take that shot whenever it's available to you. Really bad defense by Ithaca.
Just they couldn't answer the fast break, and a foul is called on the ensuing possession.
It's just one of those situations you just have to know your assignment. They called out the defensive formation. Looked like it was a 2-3, maybe a little bit receding a little bit, but that's just you cannot let go of those easy shots.
Just not what you want to see after you tie the game at 57. 8 straight points for St. Lawrence. Carroll Rich goes inside, misses the easy lay-in, and tries to get his own rebound, but hits it out of bounds. It is St. Lawrence ball. Again, 8 unanswered for St. Lawrence. Just waiting for that timeout for Mullins, but he's not calling it yet. Kobus goes to Barrett. Barrett looking for options, dribbling against Chasen. Kobus goes inside to Edwards, who gets the foul and lays it in. It's just not looking good for the Bombers right now.
Yeah, went from tied to, could be up by 11. We've just seen a complete momentum change from one bench to the other, Danny.
Just the inefficiency of shots, it seems, as the Bombers can't put up points right now.
8.5 minutes to go. There's time, but can't let this one get too out of control. They got to put some points up this next possession. No question about it. Do what you got to do.
And when do you call that timeout if you're Jim Mullins? He looks like he's keeping it in his pocket for now.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Ben Edwards off the rim on the free throw shot, so he does not complete the three-point play. 10-point lead for the St. Lawrence Saints. Now Sam Bevan over to Chasen. Chasen pump fakes from 3 off the back rim. A pretty contested shot there. Barrett was playing nice defense.
Really bad shot choice. Chasen he's got to play a lot smarter than that.
Chasen was the E8 Rookie of the Year last year, but not performing his best today. Now Barrett going inside against Chasen. Gets the ball ripped out of his hands by Azima. Jump ball called, and it's St. Lawrence ball.
Let me just say, you're allowed in this world to have an off day on the basketball court, but the difference between having an off day and having a bad day is that on your off days you try to facilitate a little bit more and take smarter shots.
Yeah.
And he's not taking very smart shots.
He's trying to shoot himself out of the slump right now, and that's sometimes could be a recipe for disaster. And some referee adjustments right now before the inbound by St. Lawrence.
Zebra's got to get some things straightened out.
Yep. Sam Barrett on the inbound. Finds Ben Edwards at the elbow. Goes inside to Miller, who's getting defended by Azima. Azima gets the ball stripped out of his hand. Oh, and a foul called as Miller picked up the loose ball, went up for a shot.
Yeah. And all the excitement, Azima forgot to finish up the play and actually get the ball. He tried to kind of slap it to himself as he tried to make his way down the court, but really got to get two hands on the ball.
He's making those nice aggressive defensive plays, but since that first steal where he laid it in before, hasn't been able to finish those. Now, Chasen out of the game in favor of Joey Flanagan.
A really nice stat here for Azima. 3 steals, only 1 foul. Typically, if you're getting your hands in there and taking the ball away that many times, you're gonna make a couple of mistakes down the road. But he's doing a really nice job of keeping it clean while also getting good results.
Smart player. Now, Chasen is out of the game. He has 5 personal fouls. Chasen looks confused on the bench.
Yeah, Bevan is coming over to get some medical attention, it looks like. They're giving him a spray bottle. Oh, it looks like he's bleeding a little bit.
Okay. And with that, really what Jim Mullins is having a tough task today as it seemed that Ithaca really made their adjustments correctly and came back in the second half, but now they haven't scored in quite a while. The score is 57-67, 10 unanswered points for the St. Lawrence Saints. Now, Chasen's still trying to get some stuff sorted out at the scorer's table. Seems as if he does not agree that he is fouled out. Stat line says 5 fouls to his name. That'll be a tough loss. Despite the struggles that Chasen is having today, you'd like him on the court in a game like this where you need a comeback.
Yeah, Danny, they haven't scored since 10 minutes and 52 seconds in, so it has been quite the dry spell. That was a Joey Flanagan three-pointer, and it has not been good going since then.
Now it's 7 minutes, 54 seconds remaining, so quite a while. Now Kieran Miller from the line. After all that adjustments from the referees, Miller takes a shot, and he makes his first. 68-57, St. Lawrence. Now Miller, his second shot, goes in as well. 69-57 after the 2 charity stripe shots from Miller. Bevan from the wing, off the front rim, not a smart shot as he takes a quick three-pointer. Azima gets called for a foul after Edwards gets the rebound.
And that's an unnecessary foul. The two, my God, Azima and Crawford, all that happened was their feet got tied together a little bit because they coming down for the rebound. Calling a foul on that is ridiculous. No.
And now, since that is the 7th foul for the Bombers.
Well, at least both have 7 now. It's an even playing field.
Yeah.
Somewhat. But
Edwards will go to the line for 1-and-1 after that foul.
Ithaca's been outscored 25-20 this half, Danny.
Whew. After it seemed that they were going to rebound from that rough first half. Edwards makes the first of the 1-and-1. He's got 24 points. Great performance from him today. Now Edwards makes the second. 71-57, 14-point lead for St. Lawrence. It's a tough gap to close without Mark Chasen. Now Joey Flanagan from the wing. Spin move. Goes inside to Matt Flood. Flood gets fouled. He will go to the line. Nice play by Matt Flood, charging him the baseline.
St. Lawrence foul on number 22, Marty Collins. His first, team's 8.
And Marty Collins gets nabbed for the foul.
Number 32, Matt Flood, shooting 2.
And DeClario's still on the bench after I mean, it's been a long. The time remaining in the game hasn't changed much, but it's been a long while since they put him on the bench due to that little short time that they had to make some adjustments. So Nick Fryer might get that seat warm for a bit. Edwards going to the scorer's table.
He's got a cut on his arm he's got to get taken care of.
Same as Bevan, and now that will hold up action for a bit.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
And now Matt Flood will go to the...
Got to get the blood off of his uniform.
That's nasty.
College basketball, guys. That's kind of stuff happens.
Now, what has St. Lawrence done right to really pull away from the Bombers here since that 57-57 score?
Well, at the end of the day, they've just been making better decisions from both sides of the ball. They've just been smart. They've been making good shots. They've been making smart shots, and they've been what I like most is that they're baiting Ithaca into bad shots. They're kind of, as the first free throw goes down, they're fooling them with their defensive placement and then just closing down at the last second and forcing a bad shot.
And Matt Flood makes both his free throws to close the gap to 12, and timeout is called after the free throws.
Yeah, the deceptiveness of their defense is something I've been really impressed by as this half has gone on.
Yeah, forcing Ithaca to take some bad shots. Really like
early in the shot clock too. We saw Chasen a couple of times pulling up and within 5 seconds of being down there.
And then Bevan following up with that. He took a quick three of his own.
Absolutely.
Just not smart moves from Ithaca. You don't want to take those quick threes. You want to develop the play, get those people open, try to get those open threes to close the gap. Only 4 3-pointers away, I guess. So
that's true. But even then, Ithaca's been struggling on those open threes. They're just between the ears. They're all messed up.
And they can't seem to keep St. Lawrence off the free throw line. I mean, the refs have been whistling some iffy calls, and now they're in the bonus. So
not enough that it should make too much of a difference. But to touch upon free throws, Danny, Ithaca 7 of 11, and St. Lawrence 9 of 13. So they've both been playing it pretty straight. That's a relatively typical kind of line.
Yep, both missing 4, so it shouldn't make a world of difference. So
the rebounding game, however, 35 to 19 in St. Lawrence's favor. So do quick math there. It's 14 to 12 since the half, which is better. It's closer, but it's still not getting the job done for at least on Ithaca's side.
Just a surprising thing coming into this game. St. Lawrence is not the best rebounding team, while Ithaca has been doing great with rebounding. And now, Kobus on the inbound. Kobus defended by Kyle Rich, puts the dribble move on, finds Edwards at the top of the arc. He puts the dribble move, and he's blocked! Stuffed like a ballot box by Peter Azima.
Yeah, with Peter Azima, fantastic anticipation. But at the end of the day, block shots are just for show. They don't prove much of a help because most times you get the ball back.
Fun to call though. So
block it to somebody in gray. That's all you got to do, or silver.
And now, after the inbound, Kobus has it, finds Edwards inside, and there's something happened. And Joey Flanagan was called for a foul on the floor. Edwards to the line. Another one of those like mild contact fouls that will send Edwards to the line for 1-and-1. And now, Ben Edwards from the free throw line. Misses the first, rebounded by Azima. Now Bevan breaking the left side of the court. Finds Matt Flood. Goes over to Flanagan. Flanagan going baseline, and he steps out of bounds. It's just some ugly plays for Ithaca so far. Inbounding will be Kieran Miller to Kyle Kobus.
We talked a little bit before the game about St. Lawrence being on the road these last couple of days, but looks like they've made quite a home here in Ben Light Gymnasium.
Yeah. They've adjusted well. Fatigue does not seem to be a factor right now. Edwards inside, tries to pass to Kieran Miller, who cannot handle it, and he dribbles out of bounds. It will be Bombers' ball. So now, Matt Flood will inbound to Sam Bevan. Bevan will try to close this 12-point deficit. Dribbles right, dishes off to Flanagan. Flanagan going inside again. Layup, and it's good. Left hand, left side. Nice play by Joey Flanagan. Keeping it simple to try to chip away at those points. Kyle Kobus defended by Kyle Rich, who passes off to Sam Barrett. Barrett over to Kobus. Down low to Edwards. Edwards backing down Flood. Tries to turnaround hook, and it is over the hoop Rebounded by Kyle Rich. Rich pops up from the free throw line, and it is off the rim and rebounded by Edwards. Another one of those early shot clock shots that does not go in for the Bombers.
Killing them.
And now Kovas goes inside. Beautiful dribble move and the foul.
That early shot clock shot coupled with some bad defense equals 3-point plays all day. Nobody was there. He's 2-3 zone and nobody shifted over to get to the ball.
Chasen is back in the game. Thought I counted 5 fouls for him on the
No, that's
stat
4.
sheet.
But still playing by the skin of his teeth here.
I guess that was what that long conversation at the scores table was about. They had him marked down for 5 fouls, but it is 4 officially, so Chasen back in the game. Now he finds Chasen outside, pump fake, finds Bevan wide open on the wing, and it comes up short. He's been money from 3-pointers today, but not that time. He was wide open, missed it off the front rim. Travel from Ben Edwards on the break, so that will be Ithaca ball. They are trailing by 13 with about 5:45 left in the game. Caleb Faison will be in the game. Inbound goes to Bevan. Bevan passing half court. Over to Chasen. Chasen pass to Kyle Rich. Hands it off to Bevan. Bevan going inside. Does not kick it out to Uzima. Blocking foul called on Kieran Miller. He had Uzima wide open for the kick out in the corner, but decided to go in. Got the foul called, so now Bevan will go to the line.
To the line for Ithaca, number 5, Sam Bevan.
Sam Bevan, as I mentioned, 24 points last year against St. Lawrence, and he has 30 total in his career. First free throw is good for Sam Bevan. He's put up 12 today. Now Bevan awaiting the second free throw. And it's switched. 63-74 after the free throws from Bevan. Now Kyle Kovas. Pass to Caleb Faison. Faison dribbles to the right. Kicks it out to DeRegis, who's wide open for 3. Off the rim. Rebounded by Azima. Azima kicks it out to Flanagan, who will take charge. Dish it off to Rich off the foot of Faison and rolls luckily to Flanagan. Flanagan inside to Azima. Azima turns, fires, off the rim. It will be, St. Lawrence ball.
I was really expecting there to be an off-ball foul that time on Kyle Kovas. Sort of wrapped his arms almost around the neck of Joey Flanagan, but the referees didn't see it that way. I think Ithaca was gypped out of a foul in that particular instance.
Interesting call there. Now, soon possession after that no call. Kieran Miller passed it to Kovas. Kovas inside to Barrett. Barrett gets the lucky roll, and it gets in 76-63 with just under 5 minutes remaining in the game. Bevan dribbles inside, wide open. Great dribble move by Sam Bevan to cut the lead to 11.
That may have looked like bad defense to you, but I think that was a really smart play by St. Lawrence. He's got that one to go. You've got a big lead. You don't want to risk fouling him. You give him that basket, I think.
Oh, good point. And it looks like McClary will check back in after the next whistle, as well as Edwards. So now, Barrett, nice give and go to Kovas, who makes the lay-in front of Sam Bevan. Nice give and go, simple basketball there by St. Lawrence. Now Chasen at the top of the arc, goes to Azima at the wing. Chasen, nice dribble move through the legs. Wide open, he misses the lay-in. Chasen could not capitalize after his defender fall down.
Yeah, even those high percentage shots aren't falling for Chasen. I think he's just got to call this one a day.
Might be fouls that call it a day for him if he gets another. So now it's Kyle Kovas over to Sam Barrett at the wing. Barrett goes to Faison. Faison with a nice ball fake. Tries to pass it, but it goes right into the hands of Sam Bevan, who gets an outlet pass to Flanagan. Flanagan turns around, gets the reverse lay-in. A little bit of risky play there, but he was able to corral it and gets a nice lay-in.
Risky plays are what they're going to have to rely on as time goes on, Danny.
Now that cuts the lead to 11, and timeout called by St. Lawrence.
Timeout, St. Lawrence.
I mean, not
call.
The lead's not really at risk right now, as it seems, but
no, I think you let this go. the less time you can give it to kind of figure out a game plan and get something going, the better. I mean, it's just, if you let them kind of keep playing, they're going to continue what they're doing. So letting them come back and get a lesson plan from their head coach is a little dangerous. But.
Yeah, you're right. It does give Mullins a chance to make some adjustments.
And it does look like he's going to bring in, Necliero back into the game. So, like I said, about 3.5 minutes or so, you might see him come back, and this is going to be St. Lawrence's chance to really deal the final blows and put the nails in the coffin.
Absolutely, and I mean, might be an interesting timeout call with the 11-point lead and about 3:30 left, but I mean, he's been doing this for 18 years, so why question him?
Quite a bit of coaching experience between both these coaches. You got about 37 years of experience coach at their respective school. That's something else.
Good stuff.
What have we got? About maybe 39 years of life between us, something like that.
Yeah, they've been coaching almost as long as we've been alive, so that's good stuff. Now Ben Edwards on the inbound. Over to Caleb Faison. Oh, no, that's Kyle Kobus, rather. Kobus over to Barrett. Barrett at the top of the arc. Defended by Chasen. Gets a nice spin move. Goes inside. Gets the lay-in. Beautiful move by Sam Barrett. Chasen's just off today. It's not having his day. Deep three from Chasen, though. He misses that, too. It's just a rough game for the sophomore.
Probably the roughest he's seen in his collegiate career, Danny.
Yeah.
I'd love to go back and see if he's had a lower shooting percentage in a game than this one.
I expect him to follow up that great performance against Cortland in which he scored 27 points, but he's put up very little today. Now Kyle Kobus gets the pick from Barrett, puts a dribble move on Flanagan. Tries to go inside to McClary, but the pass is stolen by Azima. He's been great defensively despite the struggles. Oh, it's stuffed by Ben Edwards as Bevan tries to lay it in. Ben Edwards coming out of nowhere.
Yikes.
To block the lay-in. That's just...
That was so strong it bounced off the wall and came right back into the court of play. Yikes. And
I mean, you might have said that blocks just give the ball back to the offense, but that was something to watch right there.
Oh, yeah, well, if it's that kind of a block, that's sort of a blow to the morale. I'm okay with that, but jeez. Oh.
A little disheartening there for Sam Bevan. He thought he had a wide-open layup, but Ben Edwards coming out of nowhere to stuff that out of the baseline. Now Jim Mullins trying to make some adjustments to cut this 13-point deficit that he has faced with just about 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. I mean, what could you do? 13 points, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. How'd he come back?
I don't know. I'm stumped, honestly. Like, nothing's working. And you're going to have these days. That's a part of sports. You know, some guys, to bring into baseball, if you have a really bad bullpen, sometimes you go out and throw a perfect game. But if you have a great bullpen, you get shelled in the first inning. You just never know. And with these kind of games, as much as you don't want to give up, I think you got to try to save face. Just try to play the best basketball you can, and just do the best you can going forward. Because this is sometimes just not your day.
And the inbound goes to Bevan, but he passes it to Kyle Edwards, who gets an easy lane on the fast break.
Basketball is a fickle mistress. Sometimes the shots just do not fall.
Now it's 82-67 after the errant pass from Bevan. Bevan gets an easy lane there. So now, I mean, the Clare might not be playing inside to try to stay away from that fifth foul. So 2 minutes left, 13-point lead for St. Lawrence.
Doesn't seem like anybody's concerned about fouls at this point.
And now Kyle Kobus on the baseline, passing it out to Sam Barrett. Now gets Kyle Edwards at the top of the arc. Over to Barrett again. Barrett defended by Flanagan. Spin move on Flanagan. And he is fouled. Let's see who the foul call is on. That will be on Joey Flanagan, number 22.
Just his third, so he's got a couple to give if he needs to.
Now Sam Barrett from the line. Sam Barrett misses the first. Again, it's 82-69. St. Lawrence, you are listening to Ithaca Bombers basketball here on WICB and the Bomber Radio Network. I'm Dan Doherty alongside Mason Merritt. And the second free throw goes in for Sam Barrett. Inbound to Sam Bevan. Bevan drops off to Chasen. Chasen another deep three. He made it this time. So if at first you don't succeed, try again.
Even if it takes 7 shots.
Yeah.
Keep going.
That was Jason's strategy today. He finally made that 3 that he wanted. So now Kyle Edwards putting some dribble moves on. Joey Flanagan passes it off to Sam Barrett. Barrett defended by Chasen. Inside to Niclario. Niclario backing in. Almost gets the ball knocked out of his hands. Edwards from 3. Off the back rim. Rebounded by Edwards. Blocked by Azima. Man, if there's one bright spot, it's Azima's defense today.
A volleyball game breaks out real quick.
Azima gets the rebound off a chase and miss, and he cleans it up. Nice 2 points from Azima. It is 74-83 after those 2 points.
Hey, it's single digits, and anything can happen.
Let's see, they're giving Kobus some trouble, but he finds Edwards to get over half court before the 10 seconds expire. Now, Kobus at the logo. Back to Edwards. Letting that shot clock expire. No fouls for Ithaca. They're not in any rush. Kyle Rich tries to jump the pass, but it goes to Kyle Kobus. Here's Niclario from 3. Got it.
And there was the game.
That looks like a dagger there. 12-point lead after Niclario's 3. Very versatile players, 6'8" Niclario. Sam Bevan goes inside. Tries to pass to Azima, but there's a blocking foul called, so Bevan will go to the line.
8 of 13 from the field from Niclario today. 19 points. 6 rebounds. He has had quite the day.
And maybe you expected that today as a player to watch as a 6'8" against a small team like Ithaca. So
The math adds up, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And here's Bevan from the line. Cuts the lead to 11 with that one. There's just about 23 seconds remaining in this one. Game is just about over. Looks like Ithaca will fall to 4-2 unless some miracle happens. Bevan makes the second. 10-point lead. So that will cut off their 3-game winning streak. It seemed early on that this was going to be a nice season off that 3-game winning streak. It seemed like a different team from the 12-14 team that was not that great last year. Kyle Rich gets a foul, not happy.
Well, it's not time to...
And the pass to the referee hits Azima in the head. That's unfortunate.
Well, mostly got the shoulder, but it all is not lost. You're 6 games in, or however 6-7 games in. There's plenty of season left. They really haven't hit their stride in Empire contests. I mean, it's like I said, like I've been saying, you're just going to have a bad game now and again.
Yep, and that pass off the head of Azima might sum up this game for Ithaca.
Yeah, really.
Really unfortunate play from them today. Now Kyle Edwards made the first and the second. It is 88-76. 17 seconds remaining. Bevan dribbles it up. No rush to do anything. Looks like he'll just let the clock wind down. Nope, he's going to dribble in and get another one of those open layups. Just for the point total, I guess. 20 points for Sam Bevan. And that'll do it as Kyle Kobus dribbles out the clock. There it is. Final score, 88-78. St. Lawrence wins. Bombers fall to 4-2, while St. Lawrence wins their second straight, and they get 3-4 on the season, so might be turning around there. So now, final thoughts, Mason Merritt. Their next game is on Tuesday. What adjustments do you make in this short?
You have to put this behind you. In sports, the best asset you have is a very quick and very bad memory. You just got to forget this game even happened, especially for Chasen. As much as the temptation is going to be to hit the gym at 8 o'clock or get up at 6 o'clock every morning and hit the gym, I think you got to keep it consistent. It's just one game. It's not going to kill you, and it's not going to make your season. So you gotta move past it. Tuesday's the next game. This didn't happen.
And just 2 games left before that long December break.
Right.
Hopefully Chasen can bounce back from that one. Are there any bright spots you can find from this game?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we saw a lot of great performances from Ithaca, just not from the place that we expected them to. Just looking at Sam Bevan, shot the ball extremely well, put up 20 points. Etzma, 6 rebounds, 12 points, solid play. Flanagan, Rich, they both chipped in a lot. I mean, everybody, from a shooting perspective, all the starters had a really solid game. Everybody above 50% shooting, or above, except for Chasen. I mean, he's the last sort of piece of the puzzle. When he's clicking, the team's clicking, but when he's not, they're not. And going forward, they're going to have to figure out a way to win without him being at his best, which is going to happen.
Just 5 for 19 from the field for Mark Chasen. That has got to change if you're going to lead this team. So 1 for 8 from three-point land. But nice bright spot for me was Azima's defense. 3 blocks, 4 steals. Great play by Azima today.
Yeah, absolutely. like I said, I'm very confident in that 10-3 comparison because they do have pretty much the same game, and I love watching both of them play.
And before we go, I'd like to thank some people. So first off, Chris Wheatley, our manager of radio and TV operations here at Ithaca College. Station manager of WICB, Sean Carney. Our sports director, Jake Chernock, and his assistant, Alex Lebowitz. Our halftime crew of Jake Asman and Mason Merritt, who stayed on the mic. Engineer, Jake for pushing all the right buttons. And John Boccaccino and the entire Ithaca College Sports Information Department for giving us the right stats. And again, the final score is 78 Ithaca, 88 St. Lawrence. They fall to 4-2. Our next broadcast of Ithaca College basketball will be on Thursday, December 10th at 7 p.m. here in Ithaca against the Union Dutchmen. For Mason Merritt, I'm Dan Doherty, and this has been a presentation of WICB.